overdose on cannabis track, nobody can save you. Can't breathe.
Hey everybody, what's good? It's your girl Lady Poetic coming through with episode 5 of Poetic's Corner. All right, cheers and thank you for joining me today. In good taste, we'll start off this episode with a poem. This is Victoria Lace. Through the eyes of a mind as mad, grossly distorted visions true. Braver you 1,000 hailstorms since, my night's a skyless blue. No recollections bound and senseless, the connective crumbles too. Thumbprints left the edges burnt, toiled turnings can't undo. Stricken now by empty's breath, a forceful respiration tries to reconvene the lawless movements, rather such surmise. By ebb, by tide, a lunar grasp avenges the nocturne wise, scattered bits of solitaire on display to passers-by. Contentment soon investigates its place amongst the lone, for starless moments outnumbered by side of midnight's throne. Surrendered to the morrow, less companions never known, phenomenon effects once more protect the sorrow's tone. The dawnlit morn, it struggles under the veil of yellow pale. Victoria Lace awakens near a bed of bituminous shale. The evening's alibi by dewdrops time is now for sale. Let melancholia by the burdened stroke of dusk prevail. That's Victoria Lace. A little melancholic, but I think it's beautifully written. I always enjoyed that poem. I did not like the last stanza. I don't like the word bituminous in there. I think I was trying to be clever and it didn't work. But that's okay. How's everybody doing? Peace and blessings to you all. All right. So it's been quite a month. It's been quite a month, folks. But we are still grinding. We are still pushing forward. And before we get into story time, we are going to do something a little bit different. And this is called Find the Easter Egg. We are going to listen to my submission from this past spring for BHD the DJ Spring Challenge, and we are going to find the Easter egg that's laced within the lyrics. Okay? All right, so here we go. I'm going to play the video for it, and I've highlighted it. So look out for the red highlighting throughout, and then we'll discuss after. Time to spring into challenge mode. Amplify every node.
You're listening to BHD, the DJ.
Hope springs eternal. Like every lesson unlearned from a higher height and inner circle. Dope instrumental. Bats in the belfry messing with the turn of the tides while winners emerge through. Growth potential. Fire envy mentions burned and coincide with the biggest words cue. Flow through the avenue. Hellbent trenchery and verses tied up, certainly absurd to you. Goat status, bop your head to this madness, have at it. Otherworldly, other planet. Uncover the creed under a moonlit magic. The best at bending bars to meet my cause, and the other way wouldn't have it. There's no other contenders, that's how I planned it. Vanish into an unseen vanish, points to the baddest on this timestamp. Candid cameos in Sanskrit, bootlegs dubbed and passed out by chance. Landed in Central Standard, Spring's equinox was flattered. Ravished in archaic fashion, planted just when the last frost vanished. Kismet advantage. Zealous, frantic, quicker than the wilted seedling, reaching for the sun, slanted. Cyrus in full bloom, imagine. Dragon days upon us, gonna cost us one. Spring challenge. Spring challenge. All right, so if you peeped the red highlighted letters throughout and not in order, you will see that the entire alphabet was used in this rhyme, A through Z. Yep, that's what's up. Little Easter egg there, some rap nerd stuff from your girl, okay? And when I first released that on the YouTube channel earlier this year, my sub 21 Streetification correctly identified the entire rhyme as being a metaphor for spring. So a couple of Easter eggs woven in that rhyme and in most of my rhymes, if you care to delve in. All right, next we're going to get into story time, folks. All right, so my oldest boy, Falcor Dragomir, that's my Great Pyrenees. He is 8 years old. Looks like a polar bear. You may or may not have seen him sneak into a video here and there, especially on Temple Labar's podcast. And a few weeks ago, he decided that he was going to roam outside the realm of our kingdom and go to a neighboring subdivision. So he was lost for about an hour and a half. He's right here. He's fine, home and safe. But he was named after the luck dragon Falkor from the Neverending Story. And there's a scene in the movie where Atreyu is calling out for Falkor, Falkor. And so as I'm looking for Falkor a few weeks ago, driving up and down, I'm shouting out in that tone of voice, in that manner. You got to add a little bit of humor to these scary situations, right? Falkor. But yes, he's been retrieved. And speaking of the Neverending Story, that is what myself and my family and Falkor will be going as for Halloween this year. Characters from the Neverending Story. Yes, yours truly is going to be Atreyu this year. Okay, all right. So while I've got everybody here, I just wanted to also come through and give a few updates. Okay. So as I mentioned when the episode began, it's been quite a month for me on a personal level. I've been working very hard career-wise, and I've really congested things for myself. I will not be structuring my schedule like this again, but I am nearing the tail end of the very congested period over the last 6 weeks. So it's been a lot. It's really been a lot. But it all comes from a good place, and like I said, we're just going to keep moving forward. Now, since the last time I dropped one of these episodes, a few days later, on September 17th, I could sense a frequency, and I could feel a switch, and I could sense that something was happening around me. And that was indeed the case. So there's been a lot of moving pieces, a lot of things going on behind the scenes here, regarding integral pieces of my life, people in my life, people whom I love very much. And I'm just trying to take everything in stride and stay balanced. But there's definitely been a lot that's been weighing heavy on me mentally and physically in my chest. So I just want to continue to put good vibes and good energy out there into the universe, and know that what's happening and what's going to happen is meant to be. And we're going to keep pushing forward and keep bringing wonderful music your way and good quality music. And everything is just going to be a little bit more paced and carefully thought out as we execute and roll out future releases. Okay, so that's how I can put it. That's how I can present it to you. So thank you for bearing with me. Okay. Let's see here. So on September 29th, I officially released onto all digital streaming platforms the original version of We Need Your Art. Okay, I do have a remix in the tank. I was wanting to construct a music video for it. Everything I was trying to line up for last month did not go according to plan. And so that's been put a little bit on the back burner, but it's been resurfaced, and I'm collecting and working on some footage now for that. So yes, I have a beautiful, beautiful remix for We Need Your Art coming your way. Okay, so that's part one. Part two, for anyone that's been paying attention, I was bigging up and planning this month to release Quartz Trip over Azimuth Production and Engineering. Again, some things did not go quite according to plan behind the scenes, so we will be postponing that release for the time being. But stay tuned, it will be coming your way at some point or another. In the meantime, speaking of Azimuth, we have him engineering Nobody Can Save You, Posse Cut track, releasing this Friday, October 17th. And yes, you're seeing and hearing it correct if you've seen any of the promotional material. Cannabis himself has blessed us with a brand new custom verse for this track. Lord Zero on the ones and twos, custom production, DJ Curly Q on those cuts. Okay, yours truly blessing a verse on this track. And we've got my boys, my personal friends and family, Jay Pun, DJ Karma Infinite, Wilkshake, and D Derms also emceeing on the track. Okay, so stay tuned for this one. This is our great blessing to hip hop. I'm so excited to be a part of this. Really remarkable career highlight. Let's get it, child. Let's get it. But the more things that are happening as far as the music and personal life and career-wise go, the more humbled I become, and the more cognizant I want to be and pay attention and be, just be smart and kind and loving and keep moving forward. Okay. All right, so that's it on a bit of the updates regarding the music. On a semi-related note, the latest version of my poetry book was released on October 1st, The Lady Poetic Principle, Volume 2. It is on my Bandcamp. It is on Amazon. So go ahead and cop your copy, and shout out and cheers to everybody who's already copped theirs. I appreciate y'all. I see you, and I thank you for that. Okay. On another update and related note, speaking of the music, I performed at North Heights Porchfest again this year, 9th annual Porchfest in Joplin, Missouri. We did it, y'all. We had a beautiful set. I personally have been quite exhausted for the past few weeks. Like I said, I've really congested things for myself, bit off a little bit more than I can chew, but we came with all that dope energy and we had a really beautiful set. I performed for about 45 minutes and we did some hip hop, we did some R&B, we passed out some artwork, we made some merchandise sales, we networked. I got to see some longtime friends. My family came with me and we had a really good time. The weather was beautiful. We narrowly missed a very large accident on the highway on the way home. There was a huge explosion, and it was something. We were at a dead stop on the highway for 2.5 hours, a half hour from our house, but we made it home safe and sound. So remember to give each other flowers in real time and tell each other how much you love one another, and give your loved one a big hug, and just yeah. Tomorrow's never promised, so we make the most of every day, especially Music Mondays around here. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. All right. So, yes, Porchfest was a huge success. I'm very hopeful and potentially looking forward to coming back for their 10th annual Porchfest next October. All right. Lots of updates. I know it's a lot going on. Thanks for riding with your girl, man. I appreciate y'all, man. You know, I come from a special place, man. So, this is what's up. All right. So, as far as what's going on next, Wilkshake and I have been collaborating. We do the Temple of Bars Hip Hop podcast every Monday. So, you can come on over to Temple of Bars, subscribe, and hit that notification, and catch me over there every Monday with Iggy and the rest of the subs and the crew. All right. Yeah. So, I've been working on writing and recording some new music here lately. I'm not going to speak about it too much, but suffice it to say, I've got one song completely done and two more written and ready to be recorded, and beats for two more. So I've got plenty on the table, and I really wanted to front load this year as far as performances and major releases went, and just stick to singles and collaborations for the remainder of the year. Get Porchfest in, and then I've got two private performances coming up, one in 2 days and one potentially in December. All right. So it's been a really great year for the music. It's been a great year for family, for career. We navigate through the sufferings, the highs, the ups, and the downs. But I'm right here. All right, y'all. So next, let's go ahead and spin a song. Let's hear and see some of Mystic's knowledge from Porchfest. All right, let's get into that next.
LP, experience, conscience. This is hip hop. I met the merchant of Calcutta, drenched in velvet robes and garments like no other. For a small token, he'd direct me to the summit. Send me on a ship to Xanadu, so we gun it. Running teams beneath the streets, hoping for a come up. Golden coins and rubies fell at our feet, dropping out of pockets. The air was thick, but I couldn't stop it. Paid my way through the gate by spitting hip-hop nonstop. The sun was hot, but midnight fell upon us. Perspiration laden, linen veils provided calmness. Never questioned for a moment, the merchant was dishonest. Wild goose chasing street rats, try to rob us. Hard knockers, tick-tockers. Doves dove in droves from the mountaintops, such solace. But not for us, guard the goddess. Don't try to stop us. Oh no, the mercenaries got us. Hold that thought bus. Under siege, besiege, retreat, deny defeat. Harness the horses, orange sands beneath our feet. Complete the escapade, grip in the ace of spades. The alleyway was paved in purple hues from moon rays. Gone for days, throat parched, hungry and underpaid. It's humid but I'm lucid, hoping for sunlit days. Trampling over cobblestone, shallow breathing, far from home. Etching stone, spear with blower to the bone. Toss a coin to the pickpockets. Ancient melodies left me solemn. I'm falling twisted and flawless from the mystic's knowledge, but not for us. Guard the goddess, she is hip-hop. That's the mystic's knowledge.